Wolf by Albert Payson Terhune. The collie is supposed to be descended direct from the wolf, and Wolf looked far more like his original ancestors than like a thoroughbred collie. From puppyhood, he had been the living image, except in color, of a timber wolf, and it was from this queer throwback trait that he had won his name. Lad was the mistress's dog. Bruce was the master's. Wolf belonged to the boy, having been born on the latter's birthday. For the first 6 months of his life, Wolf lived at the place on sufferance. Nobody except the boy took any special interest in him. He was kept only because his better-formed brothers had died in early puppyhood, and because the boy, from the outset, had loved him. At 6 months, it was discovered that he was a natural watchdog. Also, that he never barked except to give an alarm. A collie is, perhaps, the most excitable of all large dogs. The veriest trifle will set him off into a thunderous paroxysm of barking. But Wolf, the boy noted, never barked without strong cause. He had the rare genius for guarding that so few of his breed possess, for not one dog in 10 merits the title of watchdog. The duties that should go with that office are far more than the mere clamorous announcement of a stranger's approach, or even the attacking of such a stranger. The born watchdog patrols his beat once in so often during the night. At all times he must sleep with one ear and one eye alert. By day or by night he must discriminate between the visitor whose presence is permitted, and the trespasser whose presence is not. He must know what class of undesirable to scare off with a growl, and what class needs stronger measures. He must also know to the inch the boundaries of his own master's land. Few of these things can be taught. All of them must be instinctive. Wolf had been born with them. Most dogs are not. His value as a watchdog gave Wolf a settled position of his own on the place. Lad was growing old and a little deaf. He slept at night under the piano in the music room. Bruce was worth too much money to be left at large in the nighttime for any clever dog thief to steal, so he slept in the study. Rex, a huge mongrel, was tied up at night, at the lodge, a furlong away. Thus Wolf alone was left on guard at the house. The piazza was his sentry box. From this shelter he was wont to set forth 3 or 4 times a night in all sorts of weather to make his rounds. The place covered 25 acres. It ran from the high road, a furlong above the house, down to the lake that bordered it on 2 sides. On the 3rd side was the forest. Boating parties, late at night, had a pleasant way of trying to raid the lakeside apple orchard. Tramps now and then strayed down the drive from the main road. Prowlers crossing the woods sometimes sought to use the place's slopping lawn as a shortcut to the turnpike below the falls. For each and all of these intruders, Wolf had an ever-ready welcome. A whirl of madly pattering feet through the dark, a snarling growl far down in the throat, a furry shape catapulting into the air, and the trespasser had his choice between a scurrying retreat or a double set of white fangs in the easiest reach part of his anatomy. The boy was inordinately proud of his pet's watchdog prowess. He was prouder yet of Wolf's almost incredible sharpness of intelligence, his quickness to learn, his knowledge of word meaning, his zest for romping, his perfect obedience, the tricks he had taught himself without human tutelage. In short, all the things that were a sign of the brain he had inherited from Lad. But none of these talents overcame the sad fact that Wolf was not a show dog, and that he looked positively underbred and shabby alongside of his sire, or of Bruce, which rankled at the boy's heart, even while loyalty to his adored pet would not let him confess to himself or to anyone else that Wolf was not the most flawlessly perfect dog on earth. Undersized for a collie, slim, graceful, fierce, affectionate, Wolf was the boy's darling, and he was Lad's successor as official guardian of the place. But all his youthful life, thus far, had brought him nothing more than this, while Lad and Bruce had been winning prize after prize at one local dog show after another within a radius of 30 miles.